Hey, what's up, everyone? Picture this. You're scrolling X, and you see it. Kanye West drops a video called Heil Hitler, complete with swastikas and chants of Heil Hitler. No YouTube premiere, no warning, just pure shock. In the next 48 hours, it racks up over 8 million views on X alone. Today we're diving into how Kanye pulled this off, why he launched it on X instead of YouTube, and what his mindset was when he crossed the line into full-on extremist territory. Buckle up, because this one's going to get wild. I'm John, and on this channel, we call out the truths nobody else will touch. We've cheered Kanye West as a boundary-pushing genius, but when that boundary becomes hate speech, we have to speak up. No sensationalism here, just the facts, the reactions, and the real lessons we all need to learn. Let's get into it. All right, let's rewind to October 2022. Kanye, now just Ye, starts posting swastikas and praising Adolf Hitler on X. I remember seeing that and feeling my jaw drop.
They say people learn from their mistakes. Clearly, Kanye West is an exception. Days after making anti-Semitism tweets, the American rapper is once again facing flack online for praising none other than Adolf Hitler. In an interview with US conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, West declared his love for Nazis and admiration for Adolf Hitler himself. West wore a black mask completely covering his face and said, "I see good things about Hitler. This guy invented the highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician. You can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the classification. Every human being has something of value that they bring to the table, especially Hitler. I like Hitler."
This isn't a joke. Adidas pulls the plug. Balenciaga cancels the collab. But here's the kicker. Ye's X account stays active. Under Elon Musk's watch, X labels the posts sensitive, but they don't actually remove them. So for the next year and a half, Ye doubles down. He denies the Holocaust, praises extremist figures, and literally says, "I'm a Nazi," more than once. Fans are torn between shock and loyalty. But one thing's clear, he is conditioning us to expect crazier and crazier content.
Kanye West is out with a new album. I believe the album title is Cuck, and one track in particular has garnered quite a lot of attention because it is the whole chorus of the track is basically just Heil Hitler.
It's N-word, Heil Hitler.
Yes, that is the chorus of the track. Now, Spotify and Apple and a bunch of other outlets have banned distribution of it. They've really tried to block it, but it hasn't mattered because it's gotten millions and millions of views on Twitter and other places.
Coming from a traditional Catholic perspective, I'm not going to go into the church and play a song that supports same-sex marriage or abortion or all of these things because we consider all of those activities to be sinful. The question that I have is, where do we draw the line?
I want to live in a country where people are allowed to say what they want unashamedly, and you will
Well, go on
not
then, say it. Say the N-word, go on.
All right, coming down to the real talk on May 8th, 2025. Victory in Europe Day. Kanye drops a video on X titled, Heil Hitler. Boom, not on YouTube, but on X. They slapped a sensitive content label and let it run wild. Talking about Heil Hitler. I don't know how much I allowed to talk about that on YouTube, but quickly summing up so the visuals were insane. A dark warehouse, masked figures in tribal gear giving the Nazi salute, and Ye's chorus blaring, "All my N-word Nazis. Heil Hitler." I had to pause it. Meanwhile, YouTube yanks any upload in seconds. It was a calculated move to exploit X's looser rules. Kanye baited the outrage and we all took the bait. Now the big question on everyone's mind is, why would Kanye do this? Well, I'm not an authority, but hear me out. If you've seen his past interviews, you know he slammed the hypocrisy of platforms hosting Randy Newman's slur-filled songs while banning him. To me, Ye's playing a high-stakes branding game. He casts himself as the martyr of free speech and dares us to ask, where do we draw the line? And that's classic Kanye, weaponizing his own grievances.
Usually the things that I like the most are controversial to other people.
But underneath it all, he's toying with fire, testing the limits of what platforms will tolerate and dragging extremist content into the mainstream. Sure, it blows up in his face, but that's the dark side of chasing fame. Some will go to any extremes to stay in the spotlight.
Just like that, when someone comes up and says something like, I am a god, everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was, a god.
When hate speech goes viral, you expect big voices to call it out, right? But in the real world, the industry cares more about reputation and profits than doing what's right. Universal Music released a bland "We condemn hate" statement. And that was it. No permanent ban on Ye, Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole. Crickets. I get it. Nobody wants to risk algorithm strikes or lose ad revenue. Money matters, even to me. But exposing the truth behind someone's dark motives is my mission. Meanwhile, the ADL launched a petition demanding platforms actually enforce their own rules. Yet mirrors of Heil Hitler sprouted on every niche app and even the dark web. Influencers like Andrew Tate then amplified the clip to millions more. It's a vicious cycle. Silence from the top, noise from the fringe. And you know the old saying, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So, some people keep weaponizing these controversies just to stay in the spotlight. Lastly, just hear me out for a second. This whole thing ain't just about one wild song with a controversial title. Nah, it's way bigger than that. It's about the boundaries of takedown culture. 'Cause here's the real talk. As long as even one platform allows this kind of content to exist, people will find it. Through re-uploads, bootleg remixes, reaction videos, you name it, that's the internet. So unless every major platform agrees on the same moderation rules, we'll always be playing catch-up. Hate doesn't just disappear, it multiplies. Now the second thing, and this one's crucial, it shows why morality clauses in contracts are a must, like non-negotiable. Since 2022, most big brands started adding these clauses that let them instantly cut ties with any artist spreading hate. And honestly, that's how it should be. I mean, put yourself in the shoes of a brand owner. You never stood for that ideology, but you're still promoting an artist who does. That's not business, that's enabling. You're basically feeding the snake that's gonna spit venom back at society. And just look at the numbers. Kanye lost over $1 billion in deals. That's not just cancel culture. That's what happens when you cross the line and forget that every mic, every deal, every check comes with accountability. But at the end of the day, it's also on us. Yep, you, me, the whole audience. We gotta ask the tough stuff, like why some hate content gets yanked in minutes while other things just sit there going viral. We gotta demand answers, push for transparency, and hold these platforms responsible. 'Cause if we don't, the next upload, worse than this one, might just slide right through. Finally summing up, Kanye's Heil Hitler isn't just a momentary shock. It's a mirror reflecting our industry's biggest failures, and of course our own complacency too. And that's why today, there is a huge need for the people who can speak truth without compromising for anything in exchange, especially monetary profits. And if you really think that I and my such videos are somewhat able to do this, then do a favor, not on me only, but on everyone, so that no one can be brainwashed in future through misinformation. And for that, smash like, hit subscribe button for more such deep dives and real talks. And most importantly, share this video as much as you can and become a wake-up call for the sleeping ones in our society, and let's make sure the next time hate tries to hide, we see it coming. I'm John. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and I'll catch you in the next one.